Hey you folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Fly! We're in X-Plane 11 here. We are flying the Payware Boeing 767-300ER. We are going to be flying from Brussels Airport, where we are today, over to London Gatwick. And we are just about ready to take off here. We are not flying with any air traffic control, but we are going to be flying with the FMS and everything and trying to do most things, you know, mostly right. We'll see how it goes. Still breaking about like 30,000 laws probably every minute of operation here, but we'll do what we can do. So this is our runway over here, runway 25 right. We've been directed to... I'm like super bad at like really precisely doing the taxiing. So I think our normally what we would do here is we would stop here, we'd radio in. I think at this point ground would be done with us, and then we'd go over to the actual like departure kind of thingamabobs. But we're going to go ahead and assume we've got all of our clearance. We're just going to make a right turn onto runway 25R. We'll do the before takeoff checklist, and then we'll go. There's really only a couple things to do. Very quick little things to double check, and we will do that. Now I'm hoping that I can do the proper takeoff with the auto throttles and various things. I do tend to screw it up. I think I do a couple things slightly out of order, which is non-ideal, but it is what it is. Okay. It looks to me like we're pretty much leveled up, and I'm going to turn on the parking brake for a minute here, and we're going to bring up the checklister, and before takeoff. Taxi light switch, we can turn that off. Anti-collision light on. Transponder, we set it to the full collision whatever mode. Wing landing light switch is on and on. Checklist complete. Okay, we are ready to take off. So, assuming I've set everything properly, what we're going to do is we're going to release the parking brake. I'm going to throttle up to just over maybe 70 and 1 for stability, at which point I will then hit the throttle button here, which should automatically throttle up to like 99.9% and 1, taking into account our D-rated takeoff stuff. Should do that, and then once we're over 100, 400, maybe 400 feet, it'll switch to climb mode at that point. I will be looking at this thing and trying to keep ourselves on the cross as much as possible. What's going to happen here at 700 feet, so our climb is, we're going to climb straight. Let's say 240 here. Whereas the runway's 244. Because our runway heading should be... Maybe the runway's 240 after all. It certainly looks straighter. I must have been looking at the wrong thing on the chart. So, 240 then. We're going to be trying to keep that heading until we... Well, apparently until we hit 1,700 feet in practice, actually. And then we'll be doing a slight microscopic left turn. And flying on to, let's call it Coke over here. Okay. Brake. Disengage. Let's hide this. Let's bring up the throttle. Now, my mistake the first time I got this plane, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start on a runway with everything turned on, and I'm just going to try to, you know, just fly, just see how it feels. So I just, like, slammed the throttle forward, and I actually lit my left engine on fire. Because, yeah, I'm actually a little too high now, but we're going to call it good. Throttle mode. Engage. EBRR mode is on. So the auto throttle is going, and yeah, see, you can see it throttling up automatically, and hopefully everything is okay. So we are approaching V1, rotate, pull back, up, 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 pull up, pull up, pull up some more, positive climb, bring in the landing gear. I don't know why the flight plan is sending me all over the place here. I need to bring up my flaps. You can see, like, the autopilot, see the purple cross? It was, like, really dancing. And then it decides to cut back on speed, like, ridiculously here. I think when it goes into climb mode. And I'm still not 100% sure why it really decides, like, we must kill all your speed right now.
Too low terrain.
Yeah, I agree. We are a little low.
Too low terrain.
Get rid of the last flap.
Terrain.
No, we're fine. We're fine. I just don't know why it decides it's got to, like, dip down on the plan there. You see it, like, really... I don't know. But we can just go on and put in VNAV and autopilot at this point. That's going to be okay. Did we not lift the last of our flaps? Yeah, we did. Okay. I just saw that flap marker. I thought it was... I guess that's the flap limit, but we do indeed can confirm we have no flaps out. That's going to be A-okay. So the auto throttle, it's only running at about 50% of N1 over here. Our speed is coming in at 241. What's our speed target going to be here? Yeah, 240 is the speed here, and we are slightly too high. There we go, coming down. But we just passed over that waypoint, so now it's going to make a slight left turn, and it should... Oh, I can raise the altitude at this point. It's going to begin climbing. I'll put the thing at 10,000 to remind me to switch the transition altitude stuff. And so it's going to climb, and it's got 64 nautical miles to go at this point. Let's do the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff. Pax on auto is, yep, definitely. Landing gear is up. We have no lights over there. Flaps are up. Altimeters are still set right now. We're going to have to wait until we get to 10,000 to change some more. But I don't think there's anything else over here. We're good. Yep. Okay. Excellent. A lot of speed manipulation going on here. Just mirrors it throttling up and down a whole heck of a lot. It's a little odd. We're okay. We're closing in over here. Yeah, so really not a whole heck of a lot to do right now other than to sit back and enjoy the scenery. Could do as well is, not you, this. Check the actual live weather here. You can see well, 5 knots is like no wind, no wind, no wind. So there's a cloud layer at 10,000, like with a floor of 10,000. So we'll be popping into that at some point. It's going to be quite cold at that point, so I don't know if we need to worry about de-icing or whatnot coming in there. I don't know what kind of window heat. I don't know where the de-icing is. I'm sure that's not important. Right? Probably. Yeah, I can't see it at a glance. There's heat here for the cargo. Fine. This counter, by the way, is counting how many flights I've done in this, which is interesting because there's actually, and this is going to be kind of relevant. How's our engine heat? Okay, it's fine. Been having problems with the left engine. Ever since I set it on fire, I've been having problems with it. At some point, I'm going to have to hit this maintenance button to actually fix everything, but so far, so good. That's our warning that we're within 1,000 feet of our altitude marker. I'm going to go ahead and crank this up to 18,000, which is the final flight level we're going to be flying at. There we go, just entered the clouds. Nice and gray now. But that means, well, normally we'd be resetting our altitude to standard, 2992, but that's already the case. We can go ahead and turn off our landing lights. I don't know if we keep our collision lights on. I think so. I guess maybe. I don't know. So we're just in the haze right now. But I think it's only a couple thousand feet, and we'll cross over the thin cloud layer over here. So far, so good. 54 nautical miles. And it'd be nice to see if we can actually see the water when we're over it. Let's see, land, land, land. I don't know exactly where it's going to end. Throttle's maintaining our 240 speed for now. Yeah, we're not going to go terribly fast because we're not going terribly high, but it's a short distance. So let's assume at this point that we've radioed in for, when, we got an idea what runway to expect. We got the weather reports. Basically, there's no weather is what we're going to say. And so we're going to say we've just been cleared to land. The active runway is let's see. So, arrivals at EBRR. There's 2 ILS. We definitely want to use one. Oh, there's more than that. Why are all these variant ILSs of 25? Left A, left B, right A, right B? How many goddamn runways do they have? Alright, let's say we're going to be landing at 25 left A is the active over here. Because that way we'll be landing pointing relatively westwards. Standard approach. Oh! Derp. I'm an idiot. this is not where we're arriving. We are arriving here. Thank you very much. That was odd. There we go. ILS 26L. That makes way more sense, first of all, is where we're going to be coming in. And I happen to know that we're going to want to do one of these TIM transitions. Timba. I don't think it matters which one we use. I've got my navigaph here. Let me show you. Monitor capture. So find EGKK, London Gatwick. Over here, this is the program. You don't have to actually pay a subscription for this, but you know it's cool. So this is the stars. Those are the standard arrivals. So the Timba Loomba ones, which sounds like something out of Disney or something like that, are these easterly ones that we're mostly going to come in from. We're coming in from Conan over here. So Timba 3F. Yeah, see, Loomba and Timba are like the same thing. So Timba 3F is actually how we want to come in. Timba 3F. There you go. Execute. So now if we check our legs, there we go. Got it. So we go to Conan, and then after that it's Arnon, right, which we can see from over here. There's Arnon, right, to Lark, to Loomba, to more things happen after that. So, and that's right. We've got Conan, Arnon, something, Lark, Timba, da-da-da-da-da. Land and or, see that's our runway. And then if we need to bail on the landing, what we're supposed to do is follow a heading of 358 until we reach 2,000 feet, and then we can expect vectors. And then after that, we take a 179 heading to 3,000 feet and expect vectors, I believe, is the idea. They'll after we F up, they'll tell us what to do to fix it. So we are at, what's our altitude? Oh, shit. VNAV. I did not realize that it had gone into speed maintenance mode. My bad over here. It never restarted its climb after we reached the 10,000. So that's why I'm like, why are we still in the soup here? So delayed climb, which isn't good because it's spending more time in thicker air. But that's the way it goes. One thing we'll probably end up doing is radioing in to the tower at Gatwick to find out what the air pressure is there. It's hard to believe it's going to be just 2.9 or 902 everywhere. But who knows? Yeah, hopefully we can get out of this air, because it's not very good for screenshots. Poof. And I would love to be able to, like, see the channel crossing. If we bring up the map here. Map, so I think this is the water right here. Or that's the edge of the land, I should say. Yeah, there's Coxie Vortac. Even then, I think there's another town name that's whatever. So we're going to fly over that, and then I think we go over the water. And we're following L607 to the next map, which will be Conan. Ooh, that is not very attractive. Yeah, just like white on white. Is there a way to like tune that? I don't know. There, we'll just stay with the VFR. That's going to be fine. So there's us. Boop. We got the this is the ground radar over here. We should actually change it to the weather radar. Bam. It's going to do a test here where it should be very pretty and colorful. Rainbows everywhere! Oh, we're above the clouds. And I think what it'll do, it'll watch for, like, nastiness. I don't know. Don't see anything now, but presumably. If we go outside... Yeah, that's not... Oh, look, there's a little... There's some Belgium over there. There's a little bit of Belgium left over. Oh, and over there as well. Pretty clouds. These are all default clouds, by the way. I don't have any visual mods whatsoever. The only things I've got are the payware plane, and I do have... I'm not running X Economy. I'm waiting to get accepted. I want to start doing that. And then the landing speed mod to let us know if we F everything up or not. That's our bong to let us know we're within 1,000 feet of our dialed-in altitude here. Everything's still looking swell. Is there a way to find out the distance of fuel you've got left? I feel like there probably is. But I don't know where it might be. I mean, we know how much fuel we've got left. I don't know what my burn rate is. So we're leveling off here. So you can see the throttle pull back. And yeah, I could put this altitude to whatever. I could put it higher than 18,000. It wouldn't make any difference right now. Because first of all, our cruising altitude here is limited to 18,000. And our legs are also limited to 18,000. So it just takes the highest one of those. So, but that's okay. The other thing I do tend to like to do is, and this is probably a good idea, is to keep this heading bug set to the actual heading you're supposed to follow here. Because if for some reason your FMS decides to calf or whatever, you can just switch to heading hold mode. Or you can temporarily do this while you mess around with some numbers over here or something of that nature. So it makes sure that everything's groovy. Speed is increasing, so the air is nice and thin up here. Ground speed is 407 right now. It's in nauticals, like knots, nautical miles an hour, right? 18,000, we're good. So how far are we? We're 14 nautical miles away from the cock. And then yeah, we just skip across the water. So as soon as we're past this, we'll be over the water. And then once we reach Conan, is Conan on land? No, Conan is not actually. Conan is basically sort of in the middle of the water. I mean, it's actually closer to the continental Europe than to Great Britain. It's basically just north of Calais. But because of the route we're taking, it is about halfway over the amount of time we're going to be spending over the water, even though we'll still be quite close to the continent. Where is Arnun? Okay, Arnun, by the time we get to Arnun, we'll have been over Great Britain for a couple of miles or something like that. So there we go. For those of you keeping track at home, we got that. I guess what I'm going to do is I could probably put in a cut here. I don't think there's really anything for us to worry about at this time. Let's actually take a look at our numbers here. Making sure everything's okay. We should let people know there's going to be a light snack served. Oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments, the flight attendants will be passing around the cabin to offer you cold drinks.
So, let's see.
Please make sure your seats are
Yeah, temperature's good. I've had some problems with my left engine overheating ever since I set it on fire that time. But so far, everything is good. We didn't have any weird problems with our recirculation fans failing. That's nice to see. So yeah, literally set this on fire on a takeoff attempt. I mean, I only got like a quarter of the way down the runway and it burst into flames. It died. Everything shoved over to the left because I was just getting pushed by the one engine. Had to shut everything down. Everything was okay though. We were okay. And yeah, that wasn't like, again, you can turn on with the simulation mode. You can have it automatically fail. That wasn't an automatic, like, random failure. That was because I wickedly overran the engine for way too long. And these jet engines are really, really sensitive to that. There's, like, their takeoff temperature, and then, like, 2 degrees above that, it's the engine's exploding temperature. It's kind of like the problem with acetaminophen, or what's it called in, like, the UK? It's like Prosemitol or whatever. Tylenol, basically. Is the effective dose and the lethal dose are super close to one another. Like, as far as I know, like, taking too much ibuprofen, it'll F up your stomach and make you feel not well. But I don't think it would take a ridiculous amount to kill you. Whereas, like, Tylenol, you know, is like, it's crazy. It's so bad for your liver. It's unbelievable. Anyway, so a jet engine's basically like that.
Traffic.
Traffic? Is it? Is that TD traffic? Can I know what height it's at? I mean, that's me. I mean, that's my waypoint. I don't know. I'm concerned that I have no idea what that is. This green thing. I don't know if that's just a waypoint. It said traffic. I don't know. And then we've got, like, wibbly wobbly line here. Is that, like, my radar indicator? And then... Je suis confused. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. There are many things I don't know. Hey, I have a suitcase. Can I open it? No. Put on my gas mask again? Or my oxygen mask? No. I am your father. I wish there was a way to, like, see your pilot that way. You could freak out the passengers by releasing their oxygen masks over here. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, so again, we're over the water right now. I don't know if this counts as part of the channel or part of the North Sea or whatever where we are. I don't know what, like, the technical limits are. I don't even know if the North Sea is the right word. I'd say this is part of the channel. This is part of the English Channel we're over. And, yeah, so we are, well, I would say, halfway into our flight. Possibly more than that. We're going to put a cut in here. Next episode, we're going to pick up when we're over the south of England and working on our landing stuff. We do have everything set up here. I think we're okay. We could review our what? Our what? What are we reviewing? Our approach references. So, oh yeah, we'll probably reset MCP out. What? There? I don't know why I would say that. I think what we want to do is say what speed. I'll be landing at 25 knots, or 25 degrees flap, and at 33 knots. I think we put that in there, and it sets a little bug for us and things. That's, I think, our target over here. ILS 26L. Oh yes, right. We know what runway we're going to be landing at, so we can set up our ILS over here at this point. There he goes. Why it doesn't turn on right away? Maybe it takes a second after you turn it. 110.90 and a course of 358 is going to be how we actually land. What the hell's with this throttle, man? Working like working overtime to like maintain these speeds here. It feels like. All right, we're past Conan. Check our legs. We're heading over to Arnon here. There actually might have been a speed change. That might have been what's going on. Oh, are we starting to descend? Descend now. Drag required. So we don't have. We're too high up. Check out target. There we go. It's pulling back on our throttle. Yeah, I'm not used to having to hit, like, descend now. No, it went to altitude hold, which isn't what I want to do. I think I would have hit this button first. Let's set it to 4,000. VNav. Okay. And also, I think that's descend direct. You are indeed still trying to go down. LNav, VNav is on. You're on. We've got this set as a target to stop at. We're retuning that later on. We are below our target. This thing over here, the diamond, is what our... It's not the glide scope, like on an actual ILS descent, but it's something very similar. That's the line that we kind of want to go at. So we're a little bit below because we had moments of confusion and whatever, but it should... Everything should be okay. It's trying to descend at a certain speed to meet a certain target, so we'll probably reach our target destination a little soon. I think everything is okay, because it is VNav, it's not just blindly going down or anything like that. So I think we're set. Okay, so we're going to put a cut in here, and when we come back, we'll be attempting to land this big beast at London Gatwick, and hopefully not killing all of our passengers along the way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.